The case against Benjamin Netanyahu. As the Prime Minister of Israel wages his retaliatory campaign against Hamas, it is critical to consider the political position from which he is engaging. Number one, Netanyahu has been criticized for strengthening Hamas, using them to weaken the Palestinian Authority, and allowing funding to flow into Gaza that potentially aided the very militant group against which he is now waging war. Number two, much like Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu is facing an ongoing fraud trial. He's also facing charges of receiving $195,000 in bribes and breach of trust, leading some to question whether Benjamin Netanyahu benefits from the nation of Israel's full attention being shifted to the war on Hamas. Number three, Netanyahu is facing significant backlash from Jewish Israelis for his Supreme Court reforms that have been described as an attack on Israel's democracy. Just prior to the attack by Hamas, tens of thousands of Israelis took to the streets to protest Netanyahu's weakening of their Supreme Court that he called elitist and liberal. Number four, Jewish American activists led by groups such as If Not Now and Jewish Voice for Peace were arrested after shutting down entrances to the White House in protest against Benjamin Netanyahu's retaliatory strikes against Hamas. Number five, Benjamin Netanyahu is wildly unpopular in Israel. While the United States has pledged unequivocal support for Netanyahu, 86% of Israeli Jews blame his government for the surprise attack by Hamas. 94% believe the government was responsible for the security breach, and 56% of Israelis feel Netanyahu should resign. Number six, Netanyahu has been criticized for seemingly absolving Adolf Hitler of his crimes against the Jewish people by scapegoating Muslims.
Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews at the time. He wanted to expel the Jews.
While historians have refuted this claim, some observers have described this resurfaced video as a terrifying pretext to his strikes that have now claimed the lives of over 1,000 Palestinian children. Number seven, Egyptian officials claim Netanyahu ignored warnings of a Hamas operation, despite Netanyahu calling this fake news, and considering Mossad's well-known surveillance in Gaza. Questions have arisen about Netanyahu's possible intentional oversight and his reasons for it. Number eight, Netanyahu has been described as a far right-wing hardliner who has opposed peace with Palestine at least since the Oslo Accords. Some opposition leaders in Israel have even accused him of being complicit with the assassination of then Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, being the lead voice in opposition to the Oslo Accords and by attending rallies that labeled the slain Prime Minister as a traitor. Netanyahu has vehemently denied these accusations.